Hello everybody. A game, Goodfella Peel. We are all back. We're back for another season. The new season, another $100 million in the bank, and another 15 spots to fill, and a whole host of bad ideas, especially for me. And you know the rule. In this crew, we don't do boring. We don't do lame. We're just gonna anyhow. No, we're not gonna anyhow. We are going to analyze and pick the best. I will do the anyhow, while the other two does the best advice for the week. So we will make the pick, and then we will back the pick, and then when it blows up in my face but not in theirs, we will look each other in the eye and pretend like nothing happened. Okay, so that was the plan. So here's what we got this season. Okay, I think it's a lot of things to talk about, but we intend to keep this short. So let's go straight. Okay, Pio, AM, ready?
Ready. We just
All
hope
good,
that
Okay,
you
all
go.
good.
Okay, so before we go further, you're invited to join our season's mini league. Okay, so the code is up there for you to actually join in so that you can then do the breaking rights thing with us. And I think if you perform well for the week, we will also give you a shout out. All right, as what we've been doing for the past few weeks. I think it adds to the fun of it, the community and bashing each other for decisions that we've made.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure, for sure.
okay. The top three managers in question here. Is that gonna be us? Don't know.
That's
Shit.
tough.
Yeah. Why Leeds though? I'm just wondering why Daniel Farker. Interesting.
I think he's been doing well, I think, right? Better than
Yeah.
I expected. When he was in Norwich, and then when Leeds got him, I was thinking, oh dear. But yeah, doing well. All right, yeah, the steps to step by step. Those of you who needs the extra information on how to set up your team, there's step 1 to step 6. Don't think we need to read them out, but if you need to, you can just pause this video and take a look from step 1 to step 6. But those of you who are here are usually the pros, so yeah, you probably may not need this particular slide.
It's good that the pros are watching us. I'll take it as a huge compliment.
Well, we are in
Oh,
season 3.
for
All
those
right.
of you who are not pros, despite playing it for a great many years, like me, now there seems to be a new system in place that helps you to create your starting squad. So they are going to ask you questions, um, and from the decisions that you make here, right? And your preferences that you say, you're gonna choose a team of 15 for you that's going to be uh, according to your play style, somewhat. And then from there later on, you can make your own adjustments. So that this will be a great help for people who are first timers and also for people who just can't decide. Right, but it's the other two is gonna back me up on this. It's very important for you to set your team up well from the very beginning, which is why we'll talk a little bit about strategies and who people are backing as the main players or the backbone of their team.
Mm. And
Right?
also, this is also quite useful for those who do not want to pick all 15 players. So they can pick the majority of the players for you, and then you can do your minor adjustments. I've tried this, and they have done quite a good pick overall for the team selection.
Hmm.
Right.
Uh, On to most selected player by club. We begin with last season's Mr. Peekaboo because he's always saying Peekaboo, so he's in the out list and then he's in the most transferred in list, then the most transferred out list, then the most transferred in list.
Mm,
Most
mm.
the most somewhat inconsistent choice, not inconsistent performer, but inconsistent choice by a lot of the FPL players. Huh? João Pedro there. And then after that, you can look through. These are the other list of players that are most selected at the moment, the most popular. Any names jump out at you?
It's
Like for example, in Arsenal would be, like your David Raya, very popular
Mm.
goalkeeper pick. Most of these are based on last year's performances lah.
Mhm.
So these are majority of those that has been picked based on the clubs that they play for.
Yeah. There's
the
no.
interesting one that stands out is Dubravka. He is one of the competing keepers at Spurs. So some people still believe that he's going to be the first choice. Either that, or they may
Mm.
have both Kinski and Dubravka as their keepers, so that they are safe. So that's an interesting one for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dubravka is the cheapest keeper, 4.0, and many people are putting Dubravka as their second choice keeper.
Mm.
Um, but I think I've heard that there are other playing 4.0 keepers, so it's better to choose someone else actually besides Dubravka. But that remains to be seen who's the starter. But based on all the friendlies, it's Kinski that it seems to be the starting keeper.
I think RDZ has also come out to say that Kinski would be his number one now. So
Mm.
that'd be quite interesting to see his
Ooh,
first.
Yeah,
okay.
choose a different 4.0 keeper if you ask me.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. The top two choices here are not exactly surprising because you have the Golden Boot and then you also have the highest number of assists. So you have Haaland and Fernandez there.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's why these are the picks that people will secure early, and then a lot of them will build the team around these two. So we look at the three positions. So from the defenders, most selected defenders, no surprises there for Gabriel, Arsenal. Mark Guehi as well, going in for Manchester City. Luke Shaw, the old guard here. Pedro Porro after a wonderful performance at the World Cup, and Nico O'Reilly as well for Man City.
But the big question is whether Gabriel is still worth it at $8, I think,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
So that's sorry.
no, nothing. Please carry on.
Okay, I mean at $8 is he's I think the most expensive defender. So is he still worth it to get because he'll take a chunk off your budget to have him in the team.
Yeah, but definitely a very consistent performer in the last season. Midfielders, as mentioned, you have Bruno. That's actually first one because of the highest number of assists. And then we have our Liverpool guy, Szoboszlai. And then after that, you
Yeah,
have, yeah, Nasi, Rogers, and
just
Semenyo.
right.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
no
I
real
mean,
surprises here. Yeah.
for Bruno, right, it's for 8.9%. You must have him. I think Manu has a good series of starting, but although he had a poor World Cup,
Hmm.
Szoboszlai is another major player for Liverpool. But during the friendlies, he seems to be playing a much deeper role this
Out
time.
of position,
So
yeah.
is he still worth, or are there better 7.0 midfielders for you to choose from? And of course, Morgan Rogers is a very I mean he has played well for Aston Villa, but now he's at Chelsea. So, he's a very, very tempting prospect. Again at 7 or 7.5, I think.
7.5. Yep.
Okay. Looking at the forwards, these are the ones that are brought up as the most selected forwards. Haaland, after a blistering World Cup, João Pedro, and then after you have Robbie. Okay, so this one is the one that I think will be a surprise to many people. David Lewin, again, based on last season's performances, seems to be doing very, very well at Leeds, and Thiago as well. This is a continuation, but are there any names that are not mentioned here? But like for example, you wonder whether or not Isak is going to be in favour. He's coming back from injury, and he's not among the most selected forwards, so it might be a good differential idea as well. Any
Yeah,
others?
he's been starting friendlies. He has been starting friendlies, so it's a good discussion point as to whether it will be good to bring him in this season, or maybe it's a
Mm-hmm.
wait and see.
Oh, wait and see. Yeah, lah, this is Mr. Wait and See, João Pedro. Then when you wait, by the time you see, it's too late already. Now, in the preseason games, see, it's our friend again on
Mm.
top of the list. João Pedro
Yeah,
with five
doing well,
goals.
right? He's
Yeah.
doing well.
Then after that, you have other big names there. You have Buemo, you have Clivert. Okay.
Yeah,
Both,
and
I
Buemo
mean,
is playing
family
up
tradition.
front, right? Is
Ah,
is is Sesko injured?
Yes, he's nursing
hmm,
a shin
yes.
injury and he's coming back lah. So
Mm.
he's not fit enough yet lah to start. So
So again,
that's
with
why
a
Mbomo
good
is up.
run of fixtures, Mbuemo seems to be the striker, right? Choice,
Mhm.
um,
Mm,
the upfront choice, and he's a midfielder, right?
Uh-huh.
correct.
So that's a tempting one.
Mm. Oh, talking about menu, Rashford is
Yeah.
back. Where is he gonna be? Is he gonna play deep? Is he gonna play up front? And some news seems to be suggesting that he could be playing on Man United's team against Amorim's AC Milan. That will be a very interesting matchup.
So I think the AC Milan match this weekend would be a very good indicator of probably the closest team that we can get to the starting
Mm,
team against, if I'm not wrong, Leeds. If I'm not wrong, for the first match.
Hmm.
mm. It'll be a very interesting matchup. And
Mm.
Man U did play Leeds, right? In the friendly,
Yep,
wasn't it 1-1
yep.
or
We
something?
they
Yep.
1-1 after. It was a good first
And
half by United. Zirkzee seems to be on a roll. He's trying to show that there is still a player left in him now. So
Mm.
it ended 1-1, and then went into penalties where Bruno missed the penalty.
Right. Mm.
Yeah, but Mazraoui got the winning penalty.
okay, so
Mm.
the second name on the list is another up and comer that we are going to talk about slightly later on. So let's move on. So these are the big money signings
Mm.
for the 26-27 season.
Yeah. Some out of the Premier League, some into the Premier League, some
Mm.
between clubs. So just wondering whether players like Rogers, Tonali, very interesting. Anderson, Guimaraes, Van Heck, and then this guy called Jacques to Liverpool. Any of you know anything about him?
The cat, right? His
Jack,
name.
Jacket lah.
Cat.
Jacques.
Yeah. Probably he will
Jacquet.
cover for them.
Jacques, Jacques, right?
Jacquet.
Oh
Singaporean.
goodness! Don't ask,
Beside him lah.
don't ask
Lacroix,
many fans
Lacroix
how to
and
pronounce that.
Jacket.
It's like racket, is it? Racket, is it? That's how
Mm.
it's
I think
pronounced.
we should
Yes.
stay away from the key and peel pronunciations.
Okay, yeah,
The substitute teacher.
Yes.
yeah.
Then and we have the keeper Young Trafford. Okay, then we move on.
Yeah.
These are the expensive signings. Okay, these are just numbers. Looking at numbers that majority of us will never see in our lives.
Mm.
Okay, so we were
So
all
I think
asked to pick a player, right? So yeah, go ahead. I mean, why this is your
so.
top goalkeeper pick?
I think that he is going to have a good season. He had a good half season. Of course, I think it was under very much quite a bit of pressure when he came on for Courtois, and he let in the goal that sort of knocked Belgium out of the World Cup. But I think he's still quite confident, and I think he will start off well. And let's not forget the fact that he was named the Premier League's signing of the season. It just went under the radar very quietly, but he was named the Premier League signing of the season, and he also made the most number of shots among all the keepers in the Premier League last season. So you can trust this guy to make give you some saves points lah.
I think he's
And
at
if you want,
$5, right, Pio?
he's at 5. So if you want to set and forget, I think instead of getting the 6 or the 5.5 in the tier above him in terms of Man City keepers, maybe it's a good punt to have him as your set and forget. So with him, you can pair it with a 4.0 keeper from another lower or newly promoted Premier League club.
Yeah. On the other hand, I can have two 5.0 keepers, right? So if you're like giving 10, right, 6 and a 4, so if you have a
Mm.
2-5, you can have a good type of this week and next week, and
Uh,
you can choose your keeper based on fixtures. That would be a very interesting strategy.
If you
Right?
are a bit more stingy, then you can even go with the 4.5. There are a few keepers that are in the 4.5 range, which have improved defenses. I'm talking about keepers like Kinski, 4.5
Hmm.
only. This is a Spurs that has brought in Van Hecker, Marco Senesi, Andy Robertson, I think, and
Mm,
this is Roberto De Zerbi's
mm,
team now. This is going to be the moment. So that's quite a good buy if you ask me. Then of course
mm.
there's your Bart Verbruggen. He's also at 4.5.
Yeah, Brighton keeper. Yeah, they've been doing
Brighton
well
keeper.
preseason as well.
So you can always rotate with these 4.5s and of course with Lamans lah.
Alright.
Mm.
Top defender
Okay,
Wow,
picks.
so for
who is
those who
this?
don't know him, this was the Bosnian defender. He played in the World Cup for Bosnia, and he was newly brought in by Leeds. Okay, Tarik
Mm,
Muharimovic. He is basically a DefCon monster at Sassuolo, where he was bought from. He was averaging
wow,
10.8 DefCon points. So average of 10.8.
10.8. Wow,
So 12.
that's a
Yeah, that's
guaranteed
an
extra
average,
2 points.
Yeah,
Mm.
so it's just a 1.2 more points for him to get that two bonus points. So you can
Is he
trust
a
him, and
central defender? Is he a
he's a
central
central
defender
defender.
or wingback? Central
He's a
defender.
central defender. He plays in the three-man defense that Daniel Farker uses for his
Mm,
Leeds lineup. So he's
okay.
one of the three, and he started the last three matches for Leeds. So I think he's quite a good punt because they have also upgraded their keeper. They've brought Trafford in, and we
All
knew
right.
that at Burnley Trafford was quite good, and that was the reason why Man City splashed the cash for him. And after one
Mm.
season, he is asked to play more regularly. So Leeds have him in. So I think it looks quite good.
Okay. So Teh Tarik is
Oh,
going to be your
sorry.
defender pick.
One
Oh,
last thing.
ah,
Tarik.
Sticking to the roots, my roots as a differential. He's at 1.6% owned only.
hmm.
Awesome.
For now lah.
Awesome. Good
No.
choice.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Oh,
down to you the A game.
okay. So this is my midfield pick. Not so the differential. I loved him at Newcastle, and why I chose him because it's just so exciting to see. I mean, if he can do that much at Newcastle, no disrespect to Newcastle, what can he do at with the defending champions? And we have like Saka on the right, or Martinelli on the left. You know, um, he will be the driving force in the midfield. So I think this might be I mean, he has not shown a lot of what he can do in a preseason yet. But I think this can be a major, major one. And at what's his price? 7 or 8. I think he might be the player of the season with contributing to clean sheet, assists, and goals at the same time.
Sure
So
not.
that's my midfield pick.
Sure not. He needs Tonali, It's not gonna happen, man, because Tonali is protecting
He's got
Spurs
Rice
now.
next to him. He's got Rice next to him.
Uh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't think he'll give too
Yeah.
much of a problem to United, but yeah, let's see against the other teams.
That's a very personal one. Not much trouble against United, but other teams maybe. Okay. So now my turn. This guy. Okay. This guy, we mentioned him earlier as the second player in the forward line to watch. So 17-year-old forward at Aston Villa. Okay, he's actually an England-born player. He's big man, 6'4", and plays as a forward. And he's actually a genuine target man kind of prospect because he's very strong and he's very big. And he has, in fact, he at 17 years old, he already has, I think, a couple of senior caps for Luxembourg. And but he can possibly play for England because he was born here in England, and he has actually played in the England youth team. But at the same time, I was watching other commentators talk about him. They mentioned that he has Cameroonian parents, which means that if the FA don't push him forward, right? And if the Cameroon national team can get to him first, then we might lose a strong striker in him. And they were even touting him to be the replacement for Harry Kane as England striker. I mean, he definitely has a long way to go and a lot of experience to gain before then. Uh, he was performing very well in the preseason game, and he played well against Sociedad. So he's reminiscent of a younger version of Lukaku. very imposing figure, and he was bullying all the defenders. So they were also noticing that he just kept on trying. Throughout the game, he just kept on trying, and when he missed, how some players when they miss, they look like they've already given up, right? But for him, he just maintained a poker face and just kept shooting until he eventually scored, the brilliant goal that he did. So
For
this
the
man, I
Super
think,
Cup,
is
right?
one person to watch. Yeah,
He scored against PSG. So in case you guys
yeah.
were wondering, he scored against PSG in the Super Cup. Although
Mm,
Aston Villa lost 2-1, but I
yeah.
think he had like 4 or 5 shots. He could have scored a hat trick. Honestly, he could
Yeah.
have scored a hat trick. It's just that he missed more than he scored. But he
Mm,
was like what Fauzan saying. He was just trying everything. He didn't pass. He just shoot, which is good for fantasy lah. Because that means that every time there is an opportunity, there's a chance to score.
mm,
I just want to say something here. To me,
yeah.
he will definitely be a wait and see because not too long ago, I'm not sure whether you all remember John Duran, Dhuran. People started rating him better than Watkins and all that, and he scored brilliant goals when he played for Aston Villa as well. And look at where he is now. He's in I think the Arab leagues playing with Ronaldo and Mane. So
Uh, that, that one he chose money, but I'm just feeling that this guy is just a 5.5. So if
Yeah.
you're having a lot of players that are very high priced in your team at 5.5 and a starter for Aston Villa,
is he
um,
starting?
I think he started
Wow.
against
It has
PSG.
been started.
Mm,
It has been
mm,
started, but at the same time, I wouldn't say. I mean, and this is me. I wouldn't say that he is a set and forget kind of guy. Lah. I think he's
Mm,
somebody that you might want to watch out, and
mm,
see
yeah,
how much minutes he gets for the first few game weeks before you decide whether or not you want to rely on him as a player. But he is a
yeah.
17-year-old, man who has a long way to go, and he's a target man, and he's playing behind. He could be potentially playing behind Watkins, right?
Is he?
So
Oh, I thought
uh,
he
no,
was
he's
still
up
going to
front.
play.
He's up
he's
Yeah.
up
front.
front. He's up front now. But basically,
Mm.
if they want to play the two of them together,
Oh,
he
I
could be
think
playing
Watkins might be behind him though.
as
Watkins.
a
yeah.
as a provider. Yeah, and as the AJ mentioned, he would be one of the cheaper forwards now because he's still new and unproven. So
But I also want to
in your
point the fact out
discussion list.
that I also want to point out the fact that this is an Aston Villa team that has lost Morgan Rogers and that has lost Yuri Tillemans this season. So we will need to see how they work things out first, lah.
Exactly. Lah.
Proceed
So
with
which is why
mm,
So which is why this is an exciting player to watch, but we
yeah.
probably want to watch how he does in the first few games and how the whole team actually does in the first few games.
Mm.
Hey, again, this is you.
Okay, this is just towards the end of our podcast. I thought we'd just see what a supercomputer predicts for the 2026 and 2027 Premier League table and see the reaction of the menu fans. So the supercomputer actually predicts Manchester United to finish sixth on the table. So what do you guys think about that?
I
Will you
just want to
will you
say
take it?
that
Will you accept it?
last season Supercomputer predicted United to be in mid-table, and
Mm-hmm.
United ended up in the third place. So just want to say the Supercomputer isn't right all
Okay.
the time.
Yeah.
Isn't right most of the time actually
Yeah.
when
But
it
they
comes to
still
these kind of things.
it's interesting that they still put Arsenal as champs,
Mm.
Man City as second, Chelsea all the way up to fourth, and
Liverpool third. Ooh,
yeah, I'm surprised that they took Newcastle as seventh. After them losing Bruno, losing um,
Tonali.
Gordon, Tonali,
Gordon, yeah, exactly.
yeah, and even losing their manager. So I'm surprised by that. So maybe we shouldn't trust this. Maybe this
Yeah.
computer is not so super after all. Lah. I
Mm.
mean, in the end, they put Everton as the 14th. I mean, that's that's 10 positions too far down. Lah.
Yeah. But I apologize to Newcastle fans, but I think they are going to do a Spurs this season. The Spurs of last season, where they were
Survive.
fighting off
Mm.
relegation. Yeah, just to
But
survive
one thing
17th
interesting is
place.
that it predicted the three teams that came up to go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ipswich, Coventry, and Hull.
Uh,
Actually, I think based on the lineup, Spurs might do a little bit better this
Yeah,
season. So
that's for
a
let's
little
sure.
bit. I
Yeah.
think there'll be a marked improvement,
Mm.
man, from Spurs.
mm,
They are ones to watch for sure. They're like the dark horses now.
mm.
Mm. I do worry a little bit about Fulham and all that because of the change of manager.
Yeah.
They just walked out. Did you hear about that controversial match where they walked out just because Avaloa was red carded? Their coach was red carded, and the rest of the team decided to walk out from a penalty shootout. So all it needed was one penalty into an empty goal by I can't remember which team it was,
Who walked
and they
out?
won the
Fulham,
cup.
the Fulham team, right? Walked out.
Yeah. The Fulham team walked out, so it was the opposing
Because it's
team.
because of the
They took
contract didn't include penalty shootouts. That's why they walked out. Well, anyway, lah, whatever it is, just do the penalty shootout. Lah. It's just for the fans.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh my gosh.
It's
All right.
Malaga.
Malaga, yes,
Yeah,
Malaga.
correct.
Crazy.
Cool. So weird. All right.
I think this is the last already. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost the last. Yeah, this is the last one. Who'll be the first to go? We always like to predict who's the first manager to go.
that's funny.
Unfortunately, I think it's Matthias Jessel. He comes from the Saudi league, and I think it's too big a step up for Newcastle, and they have lost all the major players. And there seems to be some funny thing going on where the players are almost signing for Newcastle, and then during the preseason, and then they're all backing off and then going off to other clubs. So I think it's going to be a tough season for Newcastle, and being this new face without any Premier League experience or any other major club experience, he just might be the first one to go.
I feel that Glasner is going to be safe. I'm not too sure about Abaloa, but a lot of people are talking about how Carrick might be the first to go.
No, I don't think so. Okay, it's Mr. Cool Guy.
I still think so.
Mm.
Well,
Is
we'll see.
Oliver
I
Glasner
guess.
is the? I think the only reason why Oliver Glasner is there is because of Nottingham Forest owner.
Oh yeah, he has
They
a
sack
penchant
four or
for firing.
five. They sack 4 or 5. I think all it takes is 4 or 5 bad results, and there he goes. I think,
Oh
Right.
well,
Okay. We
right.
shall see.
So I mean, yeah. So we shall see. We shall see.
yeah, we'll see.
So it works out to be
And
an interesting start to the next season. We shall see
yeah,
how
let
this
us know in the
goes.
comments who do you think will go first.
Mm. I think the one that will go first is your voice. Seems to be
Yes,
going already. We
for
are
sure.
12 minutes more than what we initially planned to do, but
Okay.
excited. So that's why it is what it is. Okay, so all the best. We'll be back soon with our choices of our first team, our starting 11 for the new season. Right? Okay. In the meantime, please join our league. Take care, enjoy yourself, and start thinking about setting
I thought
up
there's
your
another
list.
another slide with the code. With the code, is there a slide with the code there? No. Oh,
No, the
don't have.
code
Okay.
was
Oh,
earlier.
at the
Yeah,
beginning.
but
Okay, I just
anyway,
wanted.
the
Okay.
crawler is below. The crawler is below
Okay. Cool.
anyway. So yeah, you can still
Yeah.
just.
Join.
All right. Okay. See you.
See you
All the
all.
best.
Good luck.
Bye.